everybody. All right, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. As everybody knows, we had an officer-involved shooting around 8:04 this morning. The mayor's going to speak, then I'm going to go through the details of the shooting. Patty Lynch is going to speak after me, then I'm going to take a few questions. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Commissioner. You'll hear about the particulars, but I want to tell you that our officer today acted heroically, bravely, professionally. It's extraordinary. Everyone in the coming hours and days will get the whole story, but our officer did everything that she was trained to do, put herself in harm's way, and did an exemplary job. And thank God, she has injuries, but thank God they're not life-threatening. She's going to be okay. But what she did is an example to us all of how proud we should be of the men and women of the NYPD. You should also know about our officer. She is someone who exemplifies the American dream. Her family came here, an immigrant family. She came here as a young girl, always wanted, I talked to her mom and dad and her brother, she always wanted to be a police officer. That was her life's goal. And she has applied herself with all her heart to this work, protecting others. And it's quite clear when you see all the facts today of how devoted she is to her work and how extraordinary her story is. Her family here, a family that believes in her, supported her every step of the way. And again, thank God she's going to be okay. I want to thank everyone at Richmond University Medical Center for their extraordinary work to take care of our officer, for all they do. I want to thank the elected officials, DA Mike McMahon, Borough President Jimmy Otto, and Councilmember Debbie Rose for being here in support of our officer in the NYPD. And I want everyone to know one more thing. This involved our officer and a group of officers addressing a case of domestic violence. A woman who felt her life was in danger, who reached out to the NYPD for help. And the NYPD did everything to protect this woman. And it sends a powerful message to all others who have been victims and survivors of domestic violence, who fear for their lives, how devoted the NYPD is to their safety. The perpetrator, and I won't go into detail about his record, but clearly in this case, this was someone who had caused real harm and had left a woman very, very afraid for her life. The NYPD answered the call. These officers went to do what they knew to do to protect this woman and the whole community. And they did it in a way that should make us very proud. Their work, the work of our officers, always involves danger. And we have to honor them and support them. And God bless them for what they do for this city. Commissioner?
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good morning. A few hours ago, police officers from the 120th Precinct responded to a call for help. It's the type of call NYPD cops respond to thousands of times a year. But today, we're reminded once again that no call is routine. It was a vivid example that the dangers the NYPD police officers face each day and every day, keeping our city safe. I'm joined here by Mayor de Blasio, PBA President Pat Lynch, the DA Mike McMahon, Borough President Jimmy Otto, Councilmember Debbie Rosen, Dr. Daniel Messina, President and CEO of Richmond University Medical Center, Dr. Pietro Carpenito, Executive Vice President for Administration and Chairman of Anesthesia, NYPD Supervising Chief Surgeon Eli Kleiman, First Deputy Commissioner Ben Tucker, Chief of Department Terry Monahan, Chief of Patrol Rodney Harrison, Chief of Detectives Dermot Shea, and Staten Island Borough Commander Ken Corey. First, I want to thank the skilled and dedicated staff here at Richmond University Medical Center for the high level of professional care they always provide. Did a great job today, and each and every time we come here, they do a great job. I just want to thank them also for their hospitality. I know this, whenever we have a police officer shot, it's a big strain on the hospitals we go to, but I want to thank Richmond University for welcoming us here today. I want to remind everybody that the information that I'm about to share is preliminary and subject to change as the investigation unfolds. At approximately 8:19 this morning, a woman called police to report that she was the victim of a past domestic assault. 2 officers from the 120 precinct responded to Park Hill Lane, where they met the woman outside. They put her in the police car to conduct a search for the suspect in the immediate area. During this search, the woman pointed out her alleged assailant who was walking outside. The officers quickly dropped the victim off about a block away for her safety and returned to arrest the man. The officers called for backup, which brought 2 additional officers to the scene. All 4 officers then moved to arrest the man outside 20 Prince Street. The suspect immediately became combative with the officers and violently resisted their efforts to place him under arrest. During the struggle, an NYPD taser was deployed, hitting the suspect's back. The man pulled out a gun, and the officers, showing no hesitation, grabbed his hands to direct the muzzle away from everyone. The man then fired 2 rounds. A police officer returned, fired 3 times, striking the man. In the exchange of gunfire, 1 female police officer was struck 1 time in the left hand. The suspect was pronounced deceased, and his gun was recovered at the scene. So I have 2 photos. I'm going to send these out to you electronically. It's a picture of the gun that was recovered. And here's a picture of the subject. I know it's hard to see, but we're going to send it to you, holding the gun. Our injured officer is here at this hospital in stable condition and is currently undergoing surgery on her hand. Moments ago, the mayor and I met with her mother, who was also here, and I did have the opportunity to speak with the officer before she underwent surgery. She was in some substantial pain, but she was doing good. The officer joined the NYPD in January 2016 and is assigned to patrol in the 120 precinct. The suspect is a 39-year-old man with a history of committing violent crimes, including domestic assault and weapons charges. He was previously convicted of a shooting here in Staten Island and served 5 years in prison. I'd like to turn it over to PBA President Pat Lynch. Pat?
Thank you, Commissioner. This once again shows that any job at any time can turn dangerous for a New York City police officer. But nonetheless, when that gun was raised in that perp's hands, our police officers didn't hesitate. They pushed right in, knowing that they can be injured and shot. And she was. Never hesitated. Right in. I also want to thank all the support we had outside this hospital today from the community that responded here to say thanks for what you do for our community on a regular basis. And equally important, how's our police officer? How's our police officer? That's extremely important. We want to thank Rumsey here for the professional doctors and staff, every last one of them, that welcomed us here during a chaotic time. Because of them, our police officer hopefully will be fine.
All right, thanks, Pat. Take a couple of questions. Yep.
So you said that the police officers had their hands on the suspect's gun. Were they trying to remove it when the other police officers...
They grabbed his arm, so pointed the gun away from everyone. Yes.
Whose gunfire struck the officer? The other officers or the suspect?
It's still under investigation. Yes, sir.
There was a bullet that had struck the suspect?
That's under investigation.
Was there anyone else involved in this who's been placed under arrest as a result of this?
No, right now it's just the subject. Hold on, Peter.
Was it the wounded officer who grabbed for the gun and she was wounded?
She's part of the struggle. I mean, this is all, we're going to have body-worn camera footage, so this is all part of the investigation. We're going to be able to see how it laid out step by step.
Who took that picture you were holding?
That was from it was a still from body-worn camera.
To be clear, could you explain the relationship between the first woman who made the call and the suspect? Were they in a relationship or...
It was a domestic violence complaint that was actually filed in the 120 last night, and she called this morning saying that she saw the assailant. And our sector cops responded and put her in the car and conducted a canvass, and they located her. Before they got out, they brought her safely around the corner so she wouldn't be in danger.
So they lived together or?
That's still part of the investigation.
And these officers or some officers had been there prior to what happened there today?
They took the complaint report last night. I don't know if it was done at the precinct or at the location. And Jay?
Have you confirmed, sir, that the suspect did fire the weapon?
Yeah, he fired twice. Yeah, he did. What?
How many bullets were fired?
He fired twice, and it appears that we fired 3 times. And again, this is all preliminary information. Trying to give you as much as possible. All right. All right. Right here. Hold on. And then, Dean, we'll get to you. You'll be the last one. Right here. In the middle. In the middle. Yeah. He's deceased. Yep. Dean.
Did the mayor mention that she's an immigrant officer? Can you share with us where she's from? I know she came on the 26th.
No, we're not going to do that yet, Dean. All right? That'll all come out further along into the investigation. The point was that there are 36,000 dedicated members of the service who do this job each and every day and face danger each and every day. And every time they go on a radio run, they don't know what they're going to face. And thank God she's going to be all right. Everybody, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep. Go either way, I'm assuming.
All right.
Pinned you in there.